What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. You got HustleFaze here and
Tati,
aka Tatiana Crump. If y'all don't know, she's a big deal up in here. So I'm excited I'm excited to do the interview. First and foremost, Tati, where you from?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. What part though?
She made well part.
What part of New Orleans though?
Shit.
Okay. Get it in the building.
Well, actually, hold on. Okay, so I was born in New Orleans. I was raised in Hampton. So that's like kind of like 30 minutes from New Orleans. So, but close.
This close? Is the food still the same?
Food is always the same.
Oh man.
It's the South.
Yeah.
It's the South. So anything from the South, I'm going to take to it.
I love me some New Orleans cooking. I can tell you that.
Whatever.
I was like one time.
You got a favorite name?
I did actually. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't remember that night too. So
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you definitely had it here. If you don't remember nice, tell it then.
yeah. If y'all in New Orleans, don't get a hand grenade.
Yeah.
But yeah though. So tell me about yourself a little bit. What do you do?
Credit repair. I've been in credit repair for 2 years. I'm a realtor. I've been a realtor for 5 years. I'm into stocks. I'm a mentor, Airbnb, actress. Currently about to get ready to write a book. It's a movie. I just want to have it on like, so what do you think?
Okay, hold on, wait. So I heard you say you about to write a book.
Yeah.
Can you
Elaborate?
can you share?
It's gonna be concrete. It's gonna be called Concrete Rose. By Tatiana Crump. It's basically just going to like overshadow like my life, a documentary on like where I come from, and I think everybody really knows like the Tupac poem, "The Rose They Put in the Concrete."
Right.
So it's like I'm that. No matter what my surroundings were, no matter what I come from, no matter what I've been through, it's like I grew to be something that fucking beautiful and dope.
Amen. Do you have rose on your corn right there?
I do have a couple roses actually. Like they're all over. Check.
I got a rose too a little bit. Check me out. So we twinning. Okay. So, how long have you been doing credit repair?
10 years.
10.
All gas, no brakes.
What?
Don't stop it or pausing.
So, like, are you just doing it just to do it? Are you teaching as well? Are you helping like other people?
Oh yeah, I'm mentor, and everything that I do, I'm teaching other people to do it as well. And I love what I do.
Yeah.
Helping people change lives, people who just didn't know if they was going to be able to buy homes, buy cars. Like, it's a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a product of my own services. Like, I teach, and I live by what I teach, you know?
Why?
Because I feel like that's important. Because it's like, you can't be blind leading the blind. I don't know how should I say this? People are going to want your services if they see that you are living what you're teaching. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be driving an AMG truck, living in a trailer park. You know what I'm saying? And not bashing nobody who do.
Shout out to the trailer park.
Shout out to the trailer park. But it's just like, I want to teach financial stability. I want to teach generational wealth. I want to teach things that I feel like we were not taught as kids, you know. So I'm like real big in schools. I go to schools, conferences, you know, and help like the students, high schoolers know like the importance of credit, the importance of saving. We start saving as kids.
Right.
In piggy banks.
My piggy bank was nice.
And it's supposed to continue up to when, you know, we're an adult.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So you say the kids. What was it like as a kid for you growing up?
It was rough. I didn't have a dad. He wasn't around. Well, I had a dad. He just wasn't around. He died when I was 3. My mom was an alcoholic. She did the best that she really could, but she always kept a roof over our head. She always kept us well dressed. But it's like, don't use your child's father at a young age. You might spiral out of control, and that's what she did. I didn't really get a lot of love at home, or at least I felt like I did anyway, because she was just so distracted by other things that was going on, and like the hugs and I love yous and support at school, like I didn't get any of that, you know. So it was hard growing up. I was a smart student. Got around the wrong crowds, started making some bad decisions, and things just kind of went the wrong direction.
So first and foremost, I'm gonna say shout out to mom.
Yeah.
You know, you here doing your thing. Yeah. You know, I do want to say if you could have changed one thing about yourself growing up, what would it be?
Probably to have my dad on, because I knew he loved me and he wanted a girl. My mama wanted a boy. So when it's like, I see like home videos that my family did, like at family gatherings and stuff, and he always had me in his arm. My mama had my brother in her arm. He had me in his arm. So it's like, I knew he loved me, you know, and it's like, your dad sets the tone, or sometimes sets at the tone of like type of men you choose in your life. And it's like, your daughter's first love is her dad. And I didn't have that. And then I watched my mom go from this man to that man. She narrated on what she was like, from this man to that man. And it was kind of like, them was not my dads. So I didn't really feel like real love from them either. You know what I'm saying? They was just around for her.
Okay.
Not that they didn't care about us, but it was still like, wasn't a real father's love. So I want to say that's the only thing that I would change, because that's the only thing I felt like I really lacked and missed out on as a child.
I can definitely understand that. Father's love is very important, especially in the Black community.
Yeah.
In general, you know, just having that person, that support, that armor, that you know that you can. Okay, now that's real. So, just going off of that, what's one decision in your life that you've made that you feel like bettered your life in general?
That's like bittersweet. One decision that changed my life,
Yeah, for the better.
having my son at 16. And some people may think that's insane, because why would they say that was one of the best decisions you made? But I feel like that's what I needed to slow me down, to like help me be grounded in life. It taught me responsibility. It taught me this maturity. It just, I had to roll facts, but at the same time, it's like, it made me, molded me into the woman that I am today. So I don't regret it at all. You know, did I want to go to college? Yes. And I did go to college, but I went to like take it to college. But I wanted to pledge. I wanted to go to sorority parties. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, live a teenage life.
Right.
I had to drive to school in 10th grade, get my GED. I had to get a job at 16. I was working. Had to get my first apartment. I'm paying bills at 17. Like, what?
So you were your HustleFaze, safe to say.
Basically. But I don't, it's like the way that it happened and the way that my life is set up now, I don't regret anything. I don't regret it at all. That was my best. He was my best decision. Not the best decision, but at that time, that was the best decision that I made. And I mean decision by, I could have not had him. So when you say decision, I did have a choice. I had a decision to make. Do I keep my baby or do I abort it? Or do I let him go stay with somebody else? So I'm making decisions to keep him. And not only keep him, but actually care for him in my care.
Okay. So how many children you got them do?
I have 3.
You got 3? You got all boys?
1 boy, 2 girls.
1 boy, 2 girls?
16, 13, and 8.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure they all take out the mom real cool, laid back. Yeah.
They all smart as hell, academically excel. My son's graduate high school next year.
Hey.
He all college courses this year. He's musically gifted, self-taught on saxophone, drums, piano. My 13-year-old, she's driving already. She goes.
Oh, she about to drive away.
My 8-year-old knows all of her state in ABC order, and she can say along in 5 minutes. And she knows how to braid hair. Like they all smart and dope and very well respect for kids. So that's a plus for me, because being a single parent, you know, people kind of can stereotype things like, oh, you're a single parent, your kids probably to be bad or rough or whatever, and those whole opposite.
So I heard you say that your son was musically inclined. So does he get that from you?
Me and his dad.
You know, because I did a little research and I seen some music.
Yeah, I do a little music too.
Yeah, what was that like? What was that like with you?
My dad was a dancer, and he liked music, so I'm assuming that's where it came from.
What type of dance are you talking about?
Like, break dance.
Oh, are you talking about like?
Yeah.
Yeah, on his head, everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he be tough.
He excited. He did his thing. And I don't know. I love music.
Okay.
I love music, and I don't want to be an artist, but I feel like that's how I let my thoughts out, because I write poetry too. So it's just like, I don't know. I love music. I love it.
Okay, so what? Not to just ponder on the music, because I know that's. But I'm very intrigued though. What inspired you to create music?
Oh, I don't even really know, to be honest. I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie. Like I said, I write poetry. So, music is that. Music is poetry, which is with a beat. So, I don't know. I don't know what inspired me to really make music. I don't know. When I got with my kid's father, he was an engineer, maybe. And he was always in the studio. So, it was kind of like there was eek for me to get in the studio.
Yeah.
Because it was like right there.
Right.
Okay? So, that's when I actually really started making things, when I got my ex.
Okay, so do you feel like you still got that musical touch?
Oh, get with you.
What I'm about to beat right now. Bust that flow. You ready?
No, put me on spotlight. I'm not.
But what?
No.
All right, I'm pretty sure they would have wanted to see it.
No.
All right, next
They
time.
gonna take me out. I am working on something big, and it's gonna be with Young Blue as a feature. Y'all know Young Blue.
Huh? Is that she dropping them? She dropping them right?
Yeah, I'm working on something new. So I'll be released soon. So.
Okay, well, maybe in the future, once you, we can have you back and we hear love, 1-2 from you or something like that. Okay. I appreciate the drive. They might not be listening, but I'm hearing like yeah. So, but man, so you recently went viral.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, why would you say that?
the comments was just very negative, and
So-
not what I was expected.
So I went and watched. It was Pop the Balloon, right? So I went and watched it, Pop the Balloon, and it's currently going viral right now. 1.3 million here, 3.4 million here, 150 something thousand here, another 50 something thousand here. It's like, I'm like, wow. I didn't think that you could go viral for, just. So in a moment of just being on the show, what did you expect initially coming on the show?
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. That was my first time doing anything like that, and I was asked to go on the show. I didn't want to go on the show. Like, I'm one the mattress supplier. Hey,
Right.
okay. They asked us on the show. I went on the show. I knew it was gonna be filmed, but I wasn't expecting a negative backlash. And
Okay.
I got anyway.
Okay, so in a moment of, cause I was, when I was paying attention, it kind of looked like, now I'm not gonna say it, but it kind of looked like she kind of set you up with that, bringing that question back a little
I
bit.
think I set myself up, because I asked the original first question.
Yeah.
When I walked out, she said, ask the guys a question. So because of past situations, I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask them, do they have kids, and are they in love with their ex? So it kind of backfired for me when she was like, right now, you answer the question. So it's like, as soon as I answer the question, then you heard.
Girl, that sound like AK-47. I was like, God damn, everybody run. Shit. Nah, so, but initially, before we just go, what made you ask that question and why?
I was talking to a guy, and I liked him a lot. I liked him a whole lot. And he was caught between me and this BM. And it kind of just like put me in a place where I didn't really know what to do in the situation, because I already had fallen and loved him. And he was like, I wasn't expecting to fall in love too. But I did. And now I don't know whether I want to be two, whether I want to be with her. It was a mess. So I was like, hey, before I put myself in another situation, find out the background first. Do they have kids? What are their relationship type with their baby moms? Because I don't have those issues. Me and my kids' fathers were cordial, we're cool. They got their situation going on. I have my own liking. It's like, whoever was dating me, they wouldn't have to worry about, oh, it's a possibility she wants to go back to her ex or her baby dad. So
okay.
I don't have those issues. I don't want to step into a situation with somebody who has those type of issues.
I can understand that friendly, most definitely. So just the way that you asked the question and what you asked, do you feel like there's another way you could have asked that question?
No.
And okay, no? Okay. So do you feel like maybe to have presented that, maybe you could have started out with a different question?
Um, I don't think so. I don't think it wasn't about whether they had kids or not.
Yeah.
I like kids. It was more so arguing in love with. I should have just said, "Oh, do you have anybody you're in love with?" Instead of bringing kids into the equation and saying anything about the children, I should have just said, "Do y'all have anybody that she's still currently dating or in love with?"
Right, because you like the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mama got kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I like the kids, right? Yeah, so yeah. So in general, just seeing the men's responses and when they pop the balloons, that like it's a gunfire. Pop, 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 pop. How did that make you feel in the moment?
Clearly, obviously, if they didn't want to deal with anybody who had kids.
Right.
So it was just like now trying to understand like why. So that's when he was able to like step to each guy, ask him like, okay, why did you pop the? All of them were young though. They was like 25, 26, 27. None of them had no kids at all, but like one. So it's kind of like, okay, I understand. I understood. That's why I didn't really have a rebuttal for anything that they were saying. It was like, I get it. You have no kids. You have no experience with kids. And then with 3, he could be alive. So I didn't mind the reasons behind the popular power.
Okay, so it was one question on there that it wasn't a question, it was a statement that one of the gentlemen made. He said if I'm not mistaken, he said I wouldn't want to have to handle all of them, or something around there. You were like they're handled already.
Yeah.
Did you kind of like understand from like a man's perspective where he was coming from a little bit?
I did. And I didn't snap at them like people's emotions aggressive, but I didn't mean it in that sense. It was more so if I'm dating a guy, I don't expect you, like if we're just dating, like just taking it, for example, if me and you start dating, like, or just date casually or exclusively or whatever, I don't expect you're at my house one day and you just handle my kids. Like they were something and you just did on it. But if we're like serious deep into our relationship, or engaged or married or whatever, it's different. But if we're just dating, I don't expect you to just be like, oh, handle my kids, because they have active fathers for one. And again, they're respectful kids anyway, so I didn't really know what he even meant by handling, you know what I'm saying? Because it's different ways to handle the kids. Or you mean chastising them, or you mean like disciplining them, just correcting their,
I don't think
you know?
So so how about this? If you didn't know, then let me enlighten you as a man. Because HustleFaze TV, why not? I'm here to help you. It was what we're doing. So I could be wrong. Now, people in the comments, let me know. But I think he meant as in, if say for instance, I'm with you, have children, right? And your children are around and I want to take you out, or I want to take you to get something to eat, and your children see you got food coming home. I'm not finna just leave the kids hungry. They eating too.
Yeah.
Snacks, what we doing? Well, come on, look. Mama can't just have all 11 the kids gotta. So it's not as in handle, but it's like, if I'm gonna care for you, I'm gonna care for them in a sense as well.
I probably should have just asked them what he meant by handling him. But I don't know, I guess in my mind, when you hear the word handle, it's like,
It was trigger?
yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. I guess because I've been handled the wrong way as a child. And then I been handled the wrong way as a woman, being in like abusive relationships and stuff like that. So, and I know people who have kids or stepfathers, you're seeing so much right now on the internet with kids coming up missing or killed or whatever because the stepfather or the man, whatever, is doing something. So it's like, when I don't know, I just heard the word handle and I'm like, they don't need you to handle them. They're good. And they're not going to deal you any issues. But I can understand y'all's perspective, though, with the handle as far as, like, making sure that they're good if I'm good or if they're in your presence or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm not going to take sides for anybody. Like, that's my interpretation of how I would interpret it, because that's something how I think. Now, you're right. It could have I'm not gonna say you're right, but possibly it could have been, different from what he was talking about. But that's when I first seen it, that's the first thing I thought about. So just moving forward from there. Actually, no, just moving forward from the show, the days after, you seen it drop, you're seeing it going viral, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing all of the negative comments, the nasty comments. You got a couple. I went through and looked. You got a couple people that's having your back. They like, nah, we, yeah,
They know.
yeah. But you got the other ones that back there like,
Steady dick looking right.
So what I want to ask you is, going through the comments and just reading everything, when you're alone, in the back of your mind, you hear your conscious call, and you just read them. What's going through your mind as you're reading all of these comments, these nasty comments? I've seen a few good ones, but seeing all the nasties.
The first day I seen it, I got a lot of snapshots to keep it like, this you? Is this you? Is this you? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read the comments. Saw the comments. Instantly just put me in a depressed mode. I didn't get up out of bed because I was just like, oh my God. Y'all do not know me from Adam. And y'all have so many things to say about me, what I had on, my tattoos, which I think are really.
We got some dope tattoos, yeah. I need to catch up. Thank you.
I'm just saying. Oh, she's uneducated. She was uneducated. She was toxic. 3 baby daddies. Why are you on the show looking for a 4th baby daddy for child support check? And sent her to the street. She got miles on her punana. Oh, trying to, keep it,
I didn't read that one.
It was a lot of stuff that was said. And I'm like, every single thing that was said was totally not true. Like, and I'm not saying that without perfect, but I've never been a stripper. I've never had to sell anything other than my products for my business.
Okay.
I'm not toxic. I'm very much healed and in tune with myself, with the universe. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy where I am in life. I'm very smart. I'm nowhere near educated. I have my associate's degree in business. I have my real estate license. I have so much knowledge in my head. I'm like, half of y'all in the comments couldn't even sit at a table with me. And I could probably count half of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I couldn't believe it, honestly. I was just like, wow. And I could see why the internet is such a nasty place and why people get so depressed and they they care so much about what social media think. And I don't care what social media thinks. It was just the fact that because I have a business and I have a brand, I was like, I don't want to even be looked at in that way. You know what I'm saying? And my kids seeing this, they follow me on social media, so they see stuff that I'm tagging in. So it was really mind-boggling and hard to see the comments. And then I'm typing back and responding. It's like, you can't fight everybody, Tati. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm responding to one thing, and the guy was like, let me give you one example. What was one of the ones he said? He said, oh, so you're not with the guy you was married to, and you're not with the guy that she was engaged to. You must be the problem, and neither one of those men wanted you. And I'm like, no, that's not the case. I'm not with them because my first marriage was abusive. I was in the hospital too many times. And my second one was not as bad, but it was same type of stuff. So it was like, as a woman, we stay in situations like that for the betterment of the kids, and we think, oh, he loves me for real, all those things. And then when you realize you're worthy, and then when you realize who you are as a person, as a woman, I got the strength to leave those situations alone. And that's what led me to be single. And I've been in any other relationships my whole life. And I like to bring up the example with my mom. She had me when she was 21 and had my brother when she had me when she was 20 and had my brother when she was 21. My dad died when she was 21. So at this time, she had 2 kids as a 21-year-old with a man that she thought she was going to spend the rest of her life with. So after losing my dad, it's like she had no choice but to move on with her life. So people may look at her, oh, she got 2 kids and, oh, well, you're not with the children's father. You made a poor decision, because that's the comments is like, well, he was abusive, but you still picked him. Okay. women to take accountability for their for something. I'm like, so I take accountability because I picked these men, but they show no signs of being who they turn out to be. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I say one thing, they have something else to say. Saying one thing, they have something else to say. So it was like, I'm over this. So I just stopped responding to them.
Okay. Not to just move on just so quickly, but your marriage, and then you had a fiance. Your marriage, how long were you married?
We were married for like 2 years, but we was together for like 5 years. So like when we got married, that's when then like kind of just was like, well, the whole relationship was shit the whole time, but it was like when we got married, things are gonna get better, and it got worse. So yeah, and then I was with my last person for 8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
So why so long and not get married?
Like I said, some of the same issues. The domestic, I'm never someone to just bash anybody, because as far as like the type of father he is, he's great. I gave me his first child. He did help with the kids, and our relationship was pretty cool for the most part, but it was some of those same domestic issues, that was just like, I can't put myself through that again, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I don't want it to affect my children. So at this point, if I break the generation and curse this, because I saw my mom get abused. And me and my brother was like in the room helping her fight the guys and calling the police. And like, I lived there as a child. So it's like, I'm picturing my children in my shoes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, I can't do that to them. They deserve so much more and so much better. So that's when I kind of made the decision, like, I love you, but we can't do this,
You can't. Okay. No, that's real. Sometimes you gotta let go.
Yeah.
Hold on things that'll hold you down.
Yeah. And some people in the comments are like, it don't matter how you got the 3 kids, you still have 3 kids. But it does matter to me. Wouldn't it matter to y'all, like, how a woman actually got her kids? Like, she said, oh, I just had kids with this person, and I was dating this guy for 2 months, had his baby. I was dating them guy for 5 months, had his baby. That's a little different from I was with 2 guys that I took serious, that I thought I was going to have a real serious relationship with. That's what how children pain come. So it is a flex to me, So
I can understand this perspective, most definitely. Personally, it could also be worse in a sense, because you got some people out there who have possibly had kids with people, and it wasn't even that. The situations could have been catastrophic on the reason why they're not with that person.
Right, exactly.
So, hey, I think I'm definitely going to say that I love the answer. I love the answer. So what I want to do is ask you a few more questions.
Okay.
You went on the show to find love. That didn't work.
Well, I didn't go on the show prior. Of course.
I'm just messing with you. I got to pick at you a little bit.
I did not know you expected to mess with nobody. I promise you, this was entertainment. It was a fun experience, though, because I watched it on YouTube. The other girl, she has a show that kind of went viral, and I watched it, and I was like, I want to hire a BB one on there, just a lot of fee. So I went, but I wasn't expecting anything out of her.
I prefer unconditional love, or would you prefer to love someone on the conditions of?
Say it one more time. Say that one more time.
Would you prefer unconditional love, or would you prefer someone to love you on the conditions of?
I would like unconditional love, but I wouldn't ask nobody to do anything that they wouldn't want to do either. Like, I don't even know how to answer that, to be honest. I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
Because if I say I want unconditional love, that means that I would have to offer unconditional love to somebody else.
And you can't offer that.
And I can't. Not that I can't offer it. It's just I don't do nothing to make me not want to be with you no more. Then it could be unconditional.
On the condition of that.
Yes.
So it's not unconditional.
No, I guess not.
So is it safe to say that love is not unconditional in general?
I think so, yeah. I think it's just cliche. I think it's a cliche, and people use it, and they don't really know the real meaning of it.
Right.
It's like, if you know the real meaning of it, then you would be okay with anybody going anything to you because you want to be with them.
Any and everything.
Any and everything.
Right.
I'ma love you through your dirty draws. And it don't supposed to be like that.
Nah, I'ma love you on the condition that you gon' do what you say you gonna do.
Right. Do what you say what you mean what you say. We grown, you know what I'm saying? Right. No. You know what you're supposed to be doing, you know what you're not supposed to be doing. And as long as we got that understood and we both moving in the right direction, then we good. I'm down. I'm around for you.
Okay. Hey, come on. I like that answer. I like it. Give me some. So, I'm gonna ask you a question about yourself. Who is Tatiana when nobody's looking?
Very well reserved, focused. My mind is always on go. I'm always thinking about the next plan, the next goal I want to attack. Adult mom. I'm in all my kids, like, you know, even when you being busy with work, I make myself available, like, 'cause, you know, superstars or celebrities or whatever. I say,
You know, hey, call it spade a spade.
no. But, you know, they have minis or they just not really there. They absent. But it's like I try to be there. So I'm a good friend. I'm a listener. Like, everybody calls me to talk about their problems and I'm on the phone. Like, even though I could be going through so much inside and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna listen to you. Funny as hell. I've never met a stranger. Everybody who meets me, they like, you dope, you got cool energy, I love your aura, you know. That's who I am. I'm not toxic. Like I said, I'm not none of those negative things that was innocent.
Okay. And when you say toxic, what would be like your definition of toxic? To know that you're not toxic.
Draining people's energy.
Okay.
Being a taker and not a giver.
Mm.
Judgmental. Just damaged. You know what I'm saying? Like, not optimistic. You're very negative. You know, every day wake up with an attitude like the world is against you. Like, that type thing. Like, just toxic. That's toxic.
Man, you can't stand to be around people like that.
I don't know. It drains energy from me being around people like that because I'm such the total opposite. I'm optimistic. I believe in taking any type of positive out of a negative situation. Exactly what I'm doing now. Exactly what I'm doing now. In any situation. Like, and I try to pour that in, like, you know, because I feel like they say kids are sponges. I feel like adults we're sponges too. And you surround yourself with the right people and you have the right people pouring into you. You should grab stuff, you know, and take heed to that. So when people are around me, they see somebody that's motivated. They see somebody that's positive. They see somebody that's funny. They see somebody that's all these things. So it's like you want to gravitate. People gravitate towards me. Like, they want to be around me because of those reasons. It's like, that's a good feeling, you know? I don't know too many people that's like, I don't want to be around her. You know, whether it's guys, females, kids, dogs.
The dogs too? Damn. Okay. So you got that type of effect that just
I just got those type of things.
bring everybody together, huh? Okay, so do you feel like it's like the energy? You feel like it's the looks? They think you pretty, they want to just talk to you. Like, what? It's the energy? Do you believe in, like, you know, like high energy frequencies and
And low vibrational people?
Uh-huh.
I believe in all that. When you operate at low vibrations, you are like, I feel like that's weak. You're weak. I feel like you're not, I don't know. But I know high vibrational people like myself, we walk in the room and like we know who we are. Right. You know, we know who we are. We know what we stand for. You know what we're not going for. People have said I'm very stern and I have like, what's the word? I ain't thinking of the word. Strong personality. Personality can sometimes be a little strong, but I'm so confident in who I am. But it never comes off as I'm not humble or I think I'm better than anybody. None of that.
Okay. So would you say that you're I'm not gonna say cocky, But I like to be around people that like to, pop their stuff.
Yeah.
Be happy about who you are, like 100%. Because I know that, hey, if you come around me, I'm gonna let you know that I am who I am. This is me. What's up? What we doing?
Yeah. I don't think I'm cocky at all. No.
So how do you feel about people who are overly confident?
I think that those type of people might be misjudged as well because people are looking at it from their perspective, not really knowing like they have a story. They may have overcome so much that we don't know about. So they might have to feel that way about themselves and, like own that shit because they might have, like I said, been through so much. So it's like, hell yeah, like I'm who I am. I'm who I am. I've been through what I've been through and this is who I am now. And if y'all don't like it, oh well. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like when you speak negative things over your life, you say, oh, I'm depressed or I'm anxious, my anxiety, I have anxiety, this, that, and the other. You're putting stuff into the universe. You're putting stuff into yourself. So it's like, what do you think is going to happen? When you say, I'm great, I'm full of love, I'm going to be loved, I'm blessed, you put positive things out. So it's like, you're going to receive those like things. So
Right.
if you're around anybody who feel like you're too much, dumb people don't need to be in your life. Because you always supposed to feel like you are enough and people around you supposed to feel like you're enough. You know?
I definitely understand. I can understand the perspective for sure. So have you ever, I'm not gonna say have you ever lost friends and family to being overly confident, but have you ever lost a friend to them not being confident enough and you being confident?
I've had people tell me that my friends were like jealous and envious and stuff like that. I never really got that feel from some of them, but other people may have known more than me.
Mhm.
So, or may have heard things, to make them come to that conclusion. But even with my friends, like back at home, when we used to go out to eat, I'm paying the whole bill when we go out to eat or we go shopping. I'm like, put y'all stuff up, I'll pay for it. And I wasn't even as big as I am now. I had just got started with credit and I was just like, but I wasn't a genuine person. So like if any of my friends hit me up and wanted a bill paid, I'm, sending them the money. I'm not posting anything online. Hey, I just paid my friend bill, like, cause it wasn't genuine if you gotta make it, if you gotta broadcast it. You know what I'm saying? So I have not lost friends because of that, but I put people in a place. You know what I'm saying? Like you may have been a best friend, now you may just be a regular friend or an associate. You know what I'm saying? Now. So yeah.
Nah, and I think that's real, putting people in places. I recently kind of had to learn the difference between that. You can't keep everybody in the same circle.
Right.
Man, and it'll mess you up over time, as in like having people that don't need to be there with other people that are supposed to be there. I have to learn. So hey, if you was a friend, now you in this circle as an associate. If we did business and now we're cool, you get in the circle as a friend now. You can come hang with us. So boundaries definitely plays a heavy factor in that. So I think that's important that people know what circle to put different people in your life, so that way you don't mix in and get stuff.
Right.
Heavy believer in that. Heavy believer in that. So, in general, for you say you done credit repair for 10 years.
Yeah.
You do what else do you do?
Real estate.
Real estate. How long have you done real estate?
5 years.
5 years. What made you want to get into real estate?
The credit.
The credit?
Yeah.
So anyways,
When I fix people's credit, obviously most of them want homes.
okay.
So it's like, okay, well after I fix their credit, now they're gonna look for a realtor. Hey, do you know any realtors? No, I don't. Or yeah, I do. I'll sit in. It's like, okay, that light bulb blow out and then go up. So you could be making money off this client 2 times.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well it makes sense. It's your real estate license. Now you got a credit client. Now you can be their realtor.
Okay.
Work hand in hand.
Yeah, a little double back on the foreleg. All right now, I can feel it. Yeah, so you seen the money, he was like, let me go ahead, hop over here real quick,
Exactly.
Okay, so quick intermission. Where can they find you on social media?
Instagram, Boss Lady T. BOSS.Lady and then Facebook Tatiana Crump.
Okay, I have to make sure y'all got that just in case of credit repair. If you need your credit.
Credit Care 360 is my business page on Facebook. Credit Care 360 LLC.
And the real estate?
I don't have a business page.
Yeah, but you know you still calling her.
Call.
Yeah, just get her number, call. She don't pick up. Nah, so I want to say it's the first time on the show. How you feeling so far with me?
Oh, I like it. I feel like it's not too deep. It's not too personal, but it's giving people a little insight of who I am, because let them know like what I stand for, and I've given real laid back, energy vibes. So I'm not a wild child.
Okay. Question. Okay, so female question. Celebrity crush. Give me one person that you know if he walk in this room right now, you like, yeah.
I would say Chris Brown.
Breezy?
Yeah, and because he's a dope ass singer and he's an awesome entertainer.
You know what I hear?
What?
I call bullshit. Yeah, because you look there, you go back with the light skinned brothers again. You go back with the light. I gave you a chance to redeem myself, chocolate brothers. And she went to Chris See, look, this.
He was remarkable in our era, in our generation. So it's kind of like.
It's okay. Chris Breezy naturally, he is dark skinned at heart. Because he be doing some dark skin shit.
Yeah. And I would just be happy to meet up the person. Not like, oh my God, if he walk in right now, I'm just going to just take his hand. Like, no. I've never been just so celebrity, just bopped out that I was like, oh yeah, if he came here right now, like, because they're regular people just like us. Fucked up in the head too and all that. So, right, same rules apply as if you was a regular person on the street. How you coming? Hi, are you this way? Are you that way? All that happens.
Right. I'm okay. Shout out Breezy, by the way.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you one last question before you go.
Okay.
Now, when you hear the word HustleFaze, knowing of the brand and everything, when you hear HustleFaze, what defines the HustleFaze for you and just people?
HustleFaze can mean, when people are saying like, I'm in a certain phase in my life where I'm doing this or I'm doing that, I feel like HustleFaze is like in Brian mode. We got 2020 vision, tunnel vision. That's just what HustleFaze to me. Like you in hustle mode, ain't you in hustle mode all the time, right? That's what it is. Can't nothing really fake you but yours.
Oh. Hey, so look, Tati, first and foremost, I enjoyed this interview a lot. I think you covered a lot. I've learned some stuff about you that I didn't know, and I didn't expect, honestly. So it was definitely good to just dive into that and be able to sit here and have this conversation with you. You about to laugh a little bit. I almost cried like once or twice, So this was real. Would you mind coming back in the future and doing another interview with us? Yeah. Give me some. So go ahead, shout out HustleFaze TV one time.
All right, you guys. HustleFaze TV. If you guys need any type of photography, any type of videography, this is your guy. He is gonna make you feel comfortable. They are definitely about their business, and actually, he take all my pictures too, y'all. So we locked in. We are locked in, and very professional. I can't say that like enough. Very, very, very professional. Dope energy. HustleFaze.
Man, see, and that's why she here. Cause yeah, it's like that. So first and foremost, if y'all haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, be on the lookout for Tatiana. Make sure you follow all of her social media platforms as well. She does movies as well, so y'all be on looking movie theaters, MTV and all of those big places like that. We'll see them later. But yeah, I'm HustleFaze, aka Trevious Timmons. We have
Boss Lady. It's Tati, y'all, but Boss Lady. I call me Boss Lady. Boss Lady with T.
We got Boss Lady here. That's it.
Let's go. On the road to get that motherfucking money, man. Once I got it, then I did the fucking money dance. I can't stop until I get about 100 bands.